This is more so giving my 2 cents about the situation and what I think about people calling this particular TikTok animation as quote unquote blackwashing DDLC characters. I am in no way, shape, or form as knowledgeable and a professional to black culture and their history as other people might be, so I hope you bear with me while I try to make sense of the situation. So some people call it blackwashing, but I want to explain in my own understanding as to how that term is not as harmful or demeaning as the term whitewashing people think it does, and what most people miss when they compare it to whitewashing. This is a fairly long discussion, so I'm going to put up some speed paints while diving just a little bit deeper into this argument. Again, this is just my 2 cents, and I would love to hear what you think about all of this. So, to give a bit of a backstory and context, there is an artist on TikTok who posted their animation about DDLC singing to a well known song at the time. There really was nothing bad about the animation itself before comments and videos started popping up claiming that Cauliflower, the one who posted the animation, quote unquote blackwashed the DDLC characters. That is the main crux of the issue. And to understand why some people are mad about this blackwashing, let's hear the main argument that the majority of people seem to be debating about first. The first argument, or the first debate, was that blackwashing is real. Because if quote-unquote whitewashing is wrong, then changing a canonically white character to be black is also wrong. Both are equally bad. Just because one side experiences it more severely, doesn't mean the other side can't still be affected. If you treat it differently, it's a double standard. The second argument is that it's not the same as whitewashing. Whitewashing erases a person of color, while most blackwashing today is just fan art or reinterpretation, often to add representation. Racism is systemic, so you can't be racist towards white people the same way. Those are the main big debates about the people who knows about the situation. And for me personally, if you would just listen for a second, if a character's cultural and racial identity is a focal point to their story, changing it can impact representation. For black characters, race is often central. Some of their identity, their culture, and the message of inclusions are connected to it. But for characters whose race isn't really essential, like many anime characters, or in this specific case, DDLC characters, redesigning them doesn't really erase anything, because their Japanese ethnicity isn't really, again, a focal point for the game or who they are as characters. Yes, some people will still argue back like, oh, but if the roles were reversed in this scenario, then it would be just as bad. But what they're not understanding is that not everything is black and white, as they say, just because you reverse them. While anyone can experience prejudice in theory, systemic racism requires historical power. Whitewashing harmed marginalized communities because it erased representation and reinforced societal advantages for white people. The term blackwashing, on the other hand, doesn't have that history or real-world impact. And correct me if I'm wrong, but people of color, or black people specifically, has been experiencing racism, prejudice, and downright been treated like they're not human for centuries now. People specifically has been experiencing these types of things that no white person or no white community has experienced or hasn't experienced it just as bad. Whitewashing comes from a place where media replaced or erased people of color, not just about changing their appearance, whether through storytelling or how history is presented. Whitewashing took away representation and reinforced systems that favored certain groups. In conclusion, I just think that people should do now is just mind their own business when it comes to these kinds of situations. Unless an artist actually caused harm on other people or communities, like, whitewashing, people should stop and think before jumping to conclusions. That's all. Be mindful and stay safe.